Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Spiritual Side Reiki and Tarot. I'm going to be doing your monthly reading for the month of November. So, as you know, I've been doing a weekly energy reading just on the general energy that I'm feeling for the day. And I do, base this on astrology or what's happening in the cosmos. But really, I just try and channel in and tune in to this channel, the YouTube channel that is, and whatever message may come out. So I did a monthly reading at the beginning of October, and now I'm going to do my second monthly reading for the month of November 2019. So we will exit Scorpio season throughout November, and we will enter into Sagittarius season. So Saggy season, lots of fun and expansion, and Jupiter's still in Sagittarius, so there's that happening where we're still expanding until it moves into Capricorn in January 2020. And after Sag comes Capricorn, and that is a big astrological shift in January 2020. So if you are interested in astrology or curious about learning more, definitely you could look into either getting an astrology reading or checking out your birth chart, or just finding a YouTuber who's doing astrology, because there are a lot of them out there, and you find what resonates with you and you kind of just move ahead with that. So anyways, so we're going to do November 2019 and see what is going on in the collective. So I'm just going to channel in, call the divine with love and light, and our spirit guides, ascended masters, and the energy happening. Okay. Okay, so let me it's a monthly reading, so a little bit more heavy, a little more intense, a little more all over the place than the weekly readings I've been doing. So that's interesting. I don't know if it's just going to take me a minute to tune into this one here. So your underlying card, the Queen of Swords. So, for the month of November, it's like literally done with the BS, done with that, low frequency stuff, done going back there to those old patterns, those old thoughts. The swords I always like to represent for me as internal emotions, and often it's like internal conflict, because all conflict truly does start from within. So when you look at your internal conflict and how you can deal with the situation, I think the Queen of Swords, the fact that she's a queen, and you didn't get many major arcanas, and usually I've been getting a lot of majors in these readings, but you only have two, interesting enough, an ending and a beginning one. So really, you're here in a pendulum situation, it seems like. So really going for some extreme stuff. So anyways, the Queen of Swords, she's just like, she's done with it. She's direct. She's seeking justice. She wants to know the truth. She's getting to the heart of the matter. She's like, you know what? I've had enough of this back and forth or whatever it is. So let's find out what that is through the reading here. In your past position, you have the Page of Pentacles, and this is just a really great card to represent either you've been working hard manifesting something, you've been working hard at a job, you've been saving and building up a little bit of financial stability, but whatever it was you taking some action. And typically that action would have started with either opening up channels of communication or opening up some sort of dialogue about something. Pages always represent messengers. So this would have been something that would have enhanced your material side, your financial side, something of that regard. So the Page of Pentacles is a great card to leave in your past position, because maybe that just shows you've woken up to something, whether it be a new opportunity or a new way of looking at things or doing things or manifesting things. So again, could have been a career change or writing your resume because you want to have a career change, but something in your past position left you feeling that you were hardworking and you were striving for something and setting goals, realistic, concrete goals, and working towards them level by level by level. So congratulations if that's resonating with you. The Four of Wands, this has come up before, I think, or maybe it came up on a private reading that I did on the weekend. But anyways, regardless, the Four of Wands is very much a domestic stability, anchored in type of card. So in the Rider deck, you'll see like a tent with four pillars. I once got some really great advice from someone, and they said, just look at your life in a stage of like pillars. So would you want all the pillars to be uneven and life be like, uneven, and there's something that's sitting on top of the pillars that's spilling and splashing, which is yourself, your energy, your sense of wellness and good and being? Or do you have like four pillars? So what are the four things in your life that you focus on and you want to give your energy to, and how do you balance them? So maybe it is in a stable way. However you decide to put that proportionally, just imagine it being stable, something that you can balance and take forward. So as much as the Four of Wands is definitely in a domestic marriage family setting, it also can be very much in taking control and grounding into your own life and grounding into what you are building for your empire. The wands are fire, they're creation, they're coming into Sag season, so that's great for your present moment. So Scorpio is a water sign, and then when you move into the four, that is fire sign. So we're looking at I don't know, heating things up. Maybe it's heating things up. So I don't know if that word came to me. So it could be just focusing more on that, focusing more on your relationships, focusing more on your marriage, focusing more on the family component. Coming into the holiday season, we have a lot of time to spend with family. So it's maybe a way to ground yourself, because for sure right now what's happening is there's a consciousness, there's an awareness, people's nervous systems are overburdened, overtaxed, and it just could lead to frustration. So the grounding energy coming in with the four, and really that stability, find what anchors you. Take this month and figure that out. Scorpio, go into the shadow sides, go in and do that dusting away of cobwebs in the skeletons in your closet. Find out what's left in there for you to process and for you to deal with, and then find what grounds you and what makes you feel whole and full, and anchor into that. So in your future position here, you have the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords can often be a hasty or impetuous way of doing things, or dashing forward with something, really going for the gusto. My other sword here that we have is the Queen of Swords here. So maybe it's just like moving forward with something, either discovering the truth about something, concluding a situation quickly, or just dealing with things. Like now, even too, with the cosmic energies, there's an acceleration that's happening. Scorpio actually is kind of more of like a grounded, slow moving pace, but in terms of moving towards that big astrology happening in 2020, there is something happening. So maybe now is the time to take some inspired action. Now is the time to act on something. Now is the time to make a decision about something. Make that call, send that email, pivot, do something that's going to bring you to this forward motion. Okay, so the outcome card, I just looked down and I hadn't seen that yet, but you're in a Seven of Cups position in the outcome here. And again, Seven of Cups is a little bit of an illusion time. So maybe you're not even sure about what you're moving towards. Maybe you just know there's something. I feel there's something that I have to complete, or I have to begin again. Okay, so we'll leave that for a minute. I may do a clarifier on that. Your mind position, you got the Death card. So I'm just looking at that on face value and saying that you've had a change of mind. You've shifted paradigms. You've pivoted your thoughts, or you've looked at something from a completely different perspective, and it's set, and you're like, wow, now I can see it. They talk about exiting the matrix, that kind of analogy, but it could very well just mean that, like, I used to think in one way and now I completely see things differently, whether it be in a relationship or with a person, or even looking at yourself. You know, I saw myself as one way, and now I'm free. I've surrendered to who I am, and I look at myself in a different way. And that's very powerful, because again, it all starts with us. So however you manifest on the outer world, whether it's through your relationships of work colleagues or romantic relationships or with your family, children, that all starts from us. So if we could have looked at a situation that was maybe toxic and ended it, that's wonderful. Your body position, 9 of Pentacles, this is a glorious card. So this is the goddess card, not the high priestess. She's different than a goddess. A goddess, again, the Venus energy too, I think, is around us. So we can really look at that beauty. I don't know, maybe is a time to be a little bit ostentatious about things, or get a little bit of new wardrobe going on, some new makeup going on, paint your nails like a fancy color or something. But definitely the 9 of Pentacles is absolutely indulging a little bit, and not indulging in a gluttonous way where it's like wasteful and you're just buying things hastily. You're not really sure, but more in a self-love kind of way where you're reflecting how you're feeling on the inside. The 9 of Pentacles, as beautiful as the card in the Rider deck is depicted, she's still very at the heart of it, just grateful for nature, grateful for, you know, the abundance of actually just life and love in general. The physical, the clothes and like that stuff, that's a way for us as as us to interpret that in a kind of artistic way. But really her gratitude is what makes her beautiful, and that is one of my favorite cards. I love her. So you know, again, I say her because in the Rider deck, it's a card you can Google, Rider Tarot, 9 of Pentacles, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you're interested. But anyways, so that is the goddess energy for your body. So whatever's happening here, what you're sorting through, what you're trying to anchor into, what you're, you know, continuing to shift into, because remember, even though we may change our mind, we still have a behavioral pattern that's like almost like it's already there. It's a set pattern, so it's kind of on a loop. And then when we change it, we can sometimes go back into that. It's like not Pavlov's. I'm thinking of like a rut. There's like already some treads in the ground, so you keep going, and it's so easy to get there. It's so easy to get there because it's so worn in. It's like a trail of thought. But what we're doing with this is we're thinking, we're changing that, and we're being aware of that. And that, as you do that and you shift it, it just really becomes something that's now a new way, a new normal, a new way of thinking. You know, like waking up in the morning, and instead of going over your to-do list, it's like, no, aware of my breath, aware of how I'm existing in the universe, in this time-space reality, in this body, aware, really connecting and transcending. And that is how we have this deeper human experience with everything that's kind of going on in the world. We can get that inner sense of knowing and essence of the sentient beings that we truly are as humans. So that's really nice. So I love the 9 in your body position. I think that's a great way to be in November. I think, again, if you're an astrologer, you go ahead and comment, but I think we're touching some Venus energies happening in Sag season. So 9 of Wands here in your soul position. Okay, so there's still some guardedness that is happening. So you may be jiving here in the world, you're working on things, you're putting yourself out there, you're you know, grounding into things, you're figuring out what you want, you're content, you're understanding, and then you feel like, I'm still protecting something. So I'm going to do a clarifier there. Is that the Empress? Yeah, she is. Okay. And the 10 of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, this is your soul. So that's why I went a little bit deeper here into this. So I always love the Empress. I feel like she's a culmination of the 4 elements of the Queen. So she embodies all of them, and she knows when to pull one out and when to not. She's really has that, the goddess is not at the level of the Empress, because the Empress has intelligence and wisdom. Not that the goddess doesn't, but it's more on a level that's not individualized. It's very much for the greater good. So what is happening that you can bring yourself to, and open yourself up to. So the 9 of Wands, again, and Wands are creation. So it's not like it's like a forever thing. It's maybe just something you're going through where you're just holding back a little bit. You want to move forward, but you're holding back. You should be moving forward with this, this Knight of Swords that's here. So we should be moving forward with things. So I think what the Empress is trying to tell us is just own it, really, really own it. Okay, the Eight of Swords. Don't restrict yourself. Ooh, nice. The Ace of Rods. Really a new beginning. Like break the chains, break free from all this. Own it. You have no reason not to. You got the 10 of Pentacles after here, which is essentially like fruition on, such a massive level, enterprise, family. Like it's really, again, owning it. And the Hermit, I always like to look at the Hermit as a gentle reminder that we all begin within. And I think we talked about that before, with starting inwards to go outwards. So, open yourself up. Open that up. Another, thing that's happening, right, is people are just opening up a little bit more, their mind a little bit more. They're just kind of allowing more of an inner sense of, what can come to me naturally, what comes through my instinct, what comes through my intuition, what comes through a place where there's a knowing, like a sentient knowing, like animals, a beautiful coexister on this planet with us, right? Most of them, but how they just have a knowing, a sense of knowing. And we do too. I mean, we do have our brains and our intelligence and everything else that we don't even, I don't think, fully understand that goes along with our consciousness, but we have a sentientness to us. So maybe that's what your soul's saying in your soul position for November. It's like, connect back in with me. Bring yourself back home. There's newbies, there's great things happening. It's really a great reading. I love this for the November reading. I really love it for the November reading. But with that being said, I think there's lots of goodness happening, but there's still some stuff going on down here that I'd like to get to. So the 5 of Cups is a change in direction. Again, it could be the mindset, the shift in the way you're thinking about things. That could very well be the 5 of Cups. But essentially, yeah, it's like a departure from something. It's a moving forward with something on a new level and kind of casting away of the old thoughts or the old ways of being. So you're definitely having some sort of change that's happening. That's your situation. Maybe there's a change happening right now. And if there is, I would say that you have to surrender in a way to that change, because no matter what, you got to look at it as the universe is bringing this forward to you so it can move you. Like I said, the astrology is really intense right now on a more, not so much the planets and the stars, but on a deeper level of the human, again, conscious awakening. So this being able to just wake up and say, you know what, I've been doing it wrong in this area of my life. I have been selling myself short, my soul short. I've been selling my true inner being, the one that I don't listen to all the time. I've been selling them short. So we could have this spontaneous awakening happening where we just all of a sudden realize, okay, just change, like wipe it clean and start new. Anything, again, like I say, take 2 or 3 messages away from the readings. Not everything's going to resonate with you, but some of it will, because it's, again, a general energy reading. These are all human themes and things that we all go through together as having human experience, right? So there's 2 or 3 messages that could resonate with you, and if they do, you just take them and you start being aware of them, and you see how by bringing yourself back and remembering, oh, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to just set myself free, become a little uninhibited of things. I'm supposed to anchor into what I love and what, makes me feel really alive. And I'm supposed to celebrate and appreciate the fact that I'm open-minded, or that I've been able to look at things differently and love myself. So the 5 of Cups just is meaning that, yeah, there's something that is shifting. And the Fool in your action is telling you to absolutely 100% go for it. The Fool is a go for it energy. He's like literally beginning the journey and he's off, and he doesn't have a care in the world of what's coming or what's going in front of him. He just is living in his zone. I pointed to the Hermit here because we find that Fool within. We find that what we're seeking or what we're missing in life, we find that when we go within, and we go within when we know what we're looking for is something that we haven't had. So, this is really a cool reading for a monthly November reading. I'm excited for you if this is resonating, if this is happening for you. I would just say to you to get really clear on what it is. The outcome here is there's definitely some options that you have in front of you. There's definitely some choices that need to be made. The Seven of Cups, it is a card that there's a choice here that you have to make, and that choice is going to cascade and create some brand new beginnings, possibilities. Again, you got the Ace of Rods up here in your future card. I don't know, sorry if I don't always clearly remember what I said before. I do channel these readings, so sometimes it's just like a stream of consciousness that comes from me. But I like to reference it back if needed, because I know I talked about that one before. But anyways, you can always go back and watch it again. Help me increase my views here. But I think it's a really cool reading. I'm going to pull a few clarifiers on the 7. Oh, wow, the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, I like if you are in a job or if you're starting a new business or you're collaborating with someone or you're learning from someone, you're apprenticing with someone, like the trades, like those are such good things right now to just kind of get into the wisdom and the knowledge of people. Even in the esoterics, if you're into stuff like this, just learning from the elders, learning from the people who've practiced, the practitioners who can put their experience and, help guide you. So that's big. So maybe it's asking for advice. Maybe it's truly asking that. Maybe it's getting a tarot reading, personal tarot reading, to figure out what it is that you need to work through here and to open up to, so that you can really be in an abundant place, in a good place. But yeah, this is a great reading. So I'm going to just do a quick little recap for you. And, let's see. There's a lot going on. Again, it's a monthly read and it's a lot more intense than these weekly readings that I've been doing for you. But, okay, let me take a stab at it here. So I think what this is a chance for you to connect into yourself and love and appreciate yourself and value the things that are around you. Know that there are new beginnings always around the corner. It's up to you to figure out what it is that makes you tick, that makes you passionate, that makes you come alive. So figure out what that is, anchor down into those energies, ground yourself into that, go deep into connecting with others, because we connect into others to find out more about ourselves. We're mirrors to each other, twin flames, soulmates. We can illuminate and awaken things. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to be real and raw and authentic. And definitely surrender to whatever change is happening in your life right now. Like the Fool, leap and the nut shall appear. There's lots of options out there for you, but trust yourself. Trust that energy. Trust yourself to know the inner guidance and the inner wisdom that you have. You can always reach out to your spirit guides and anything that makes you feel connected, your ancestors, a loved one who's passed, and just try and find those answers, and you'll have the answer. Something will come into your head that makes you understand things differently. So trust that and open up to that and be good with that, because there's new beginnings for you. You just have to allow yourselves to go there. So anyways, I'm Sarah from Spiritual Side Reiki and Tarot. Thanks for watching, and I will see you with the general energy reading, tarot reading for next week, and hopefully a little Reiki session thrown in there. But you can always go back and do those Reiki sessions anytime you need to. If you feel that, hey, there's somebody I want to say something to, but I don't know the words, go and do that throat healing. The healing. I think there's already a throat healing on there. Go do that. The third eye, I need some intuition. What can I do? Third eye. And then again, if you're enjoying these videos, other readers on YouTube, they'll start coming up in your feed, and whatever you're gravitating or resonating to, that's good. I'm glad I could be part of your day. So thanks for joining me on the spiritual side.